indeed. So kind. Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to a very special edition of the show. For me, personally, I don't think it would be possible to be any more special. In the 20-odd years, and some of them have been very odd years that I've been hosting programmes like this, there's one question that I get asked more than any other, and that question is, who is there who you haven't yet met or interviewed that you'd really like to, that would be extra special for you? In short, who would be your dream guest? Well, that question gets answered right here, right now, because tonight, the whole show will be spent in the company of that one guest. That's right, guest singular, because tonight that's all we need. Frankly, I'm surprised they even bothered having me on. Just a glimpse of her many achievements is astounding. Listen to these numbers, it's incredible. She's recorded 50 gold albums, 30 platinum albums, 13 multi-platinum albums. She's been awarded 10 Grammys, 10 Golden Globes and 2 Oscars for acting and songwriting. And they're just some of the highlights. She's received literally hundreds more awards, fellowships and honours. But those statistics aren't why I'm excited. They're just numbers, really. Impressive, of course, but, you know, it's a little dry. I'm thrilled because, in my opinion, she is quite simply the most gifted and spectacular entertainer in the world. My guest tonight rarely gives interviews, and believe it or not, incredibly, this is the first time she's ever performed live on British television. So that's right, she'll be chatting and she will be performing for us this evening as well. Before we meet her, here she is in her first American TV special way back in 1965.
My name is Barbra. I'd like to swim in a clear blue stream where the water is icy cold, then go to town in a golden gown and have my fortune told.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, her name is Barbra. Will you please welcome the one and only Barbra Streisand? Barbra Streisand! I just like saying it out loud.
Now, do you think that was fair, showing something 45 years old?
No one would think a year had passed either. Can I get something out of the way first? Are you Jewish? I've always wondered. Are you...
On my mother's side, so that
well, that's the side that counts, isn't it? Let me start by... well, what should I address you as? Do you prefer Barbara, Miss Streisand? Hello?
Barbra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a few years back you gave Robert Redford an honorary Oscar at the Oscars.
Yes.
And he called you Babs.
Some people call me Babs.
Yeah, I imagine that's a privileged few who get the Babs. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe by the end of the show I'll be upgraded to Babs. New album is out, which is exciting news for all of us Streisand fans. The last one was Guilty 2. It was called over here, I believe. But this
it was called Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah, over in the States.
You know, they do rename them in England. That's very
it was called Guilty 2
I
over
spent
here.
months and months thinking about these names, and then they just rename them.
We just changed it.
It's very funny.
But you know,
Guilty
I was so...
T-O-O or
T-O-O, a play on words for T-W-O. Let's face it, not the cleverest. Let's sack whoever's in the British Record Company. I'll have that done. I could also have an arm broken as well on the way out.
Remind me of Frank Sinatra.
Well, The Love Is the Answer is the new album. I registered, I'm a member of your fan club, your online fan club.
You're kidding.
Yep, no, I am, and I signed up. I won't tell you your username, but I get in some big fights with some of the other ones. Oh, Babs Flame 4000, she's in trouble if I ever meet her. But I bought the album, I was so excited it was coming out, so thrilled, and exciting because so many of the songs in it I know in advance. You've got some standards on there. You're working with Diana Krall. How does that work for you working with someone else? How do you, to what extent do you listen to other people's advice? To what extent do you use them as a collaborator? And to what extent do you
very interesting
know
question.
what you want to do?
Very interesting question.
Thank you.
Because I mostly produce my own albums. And I thought it was fun. It's an adventure, you know, to do something different, to work with an artist whom I respect. And it was a very interesting, alive experience.
And what did you get from her that you wouldn't have put into the album if you were doing it?
Oh, her musicians. Her musicians.
Will she be getting them back? Or is
Oh, yes. she tours like 300 days out of the year. It's amazing. I could never do that.
Do you enjoy touring? Will you tour for this album? Do you like performing live, or is it...
No. Sorry.
It's not the answer anyone wanted to hear, is it? What is it about live performing?
I don't know. I can never sing, you know, somebody's living room. They say, can you get up and do a... Judy Garland used to love to do that. I saw Liza Minnelli years ago get up in my friend's living room. And that's when I said, after 27 years of not performing live, except for charities and political fundraisers, perhaps, I said, God, how could she do this? How does she get up and sing in front of people without the lights being off? You see, when the audience, when you can't see the people, I can go into my own little world of characterization, acting, whatever I do, you know. But if you see people, it's just so distracting.
But
I don't know. Some people love it, right? They love to perform. And
yeah. Do you sing for yourself at home? Do you?
No, God, no. No, I go into my garden. You know, I see my vegetables grow, my roses grow. That's pleasurable to me. But
what about in the shower, though? Say a bit of Lady Gaga comes on the radio. You don't join in?
No, don't.
I find that seems like such a waste, because I sing all the time and no one wants to hear me. And do you exercise your voice?
No, I never do. As you'll soon see when I try to sing. Because I haven't sung since I made this album, which is last January. And I don't like to exercise or play with the voice or anything like that.
And is that because
I'm lazy. I'm lazy and it's very boring, you know? Scales and things like that, it's very boring. So I don't do it.
Are there certain kinds of music? I mean, I know you've done a lot of jazz, a lot of jazz-based songs, a lot of the great American musical songs from musical theatre, some disco as well. There were some songs which had more of a disco beat. Wow. Have you ever tried rapping? Would you consider?
A Jewish rapper? I don't know.
MC Yentl.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what's I find fascinating? I've been a fan of yours for years. I came to you first from your music, and now I loved your movies. I don't think there's a year... every year I watch The Way We Were at least once.
You're kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. And every year I cry in the first 5 minutes. Well, it's an incredible film. It's another wonderful film. Oh.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Your girl is lovely, Hubble.
It's
oh
my God.
Probably the worst reenactment of that line you've ever seen.
I was lying through my teeth.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll talk about how unattractive he is later. But there's a whole generation now. When I told some people I know you on the show, a lot of kids out there, a lot of young people I know, they said, wow, you've got the mum from Meet the on. That's what they...
Exactly. They don't know from The Way We Were.
But isn't that great?
They know Meet the Fockers,
yeah,
that's right.
And it's a great... I might have mispronounced that slightly.
No, you said it well. You said it well.
I'm a little nervous. It looked like great fun, and you've always been known for your comic timing. I mean, that's kind of your first big hit on Broadway, I guess. You showed then. How was it working with that cast? I guess you knew some of those people before.
Oh, yeah.
Dustin, you must have known.
I went to acting school with Dustin. I didn't know him then. I was the babysitter paying for my acting lessons, and he was the janitor cleaning up. That's how we paid for our, classes. And De Niro, I love, and Blythe Danner, I love, and Ben Stiller. Yeah. It was a great director, Jay Roach, who did all those Austin Powers movies,
I guess it must be...
Oh, my God, is that what you're laughing at?
That's...
Oh, that's funny. That's very funny.
Was that from that, or was that from Taxi Driver? I'm not sure.
No, that was an idea I had about, I think,